So with Spider-Man Homecoming officially introducing us to a bigger, broader world that Spider-Man exists in, and now, we know some of how the character is going to be handled, some of the bigger aspects, the, New York that he's kind of representing, it sort of brings up the bigger question. And one question a lot of people have is, of course, is he ever going to run into any of the other heroes in New York, more specifically any of the Defenders? And there's always one character that people automatically go to, and that's, of course, Daredevil himself, Matt Murdock. Now, recently, Marvel's Eric Carroll, who's actually co-producer, kind of got to talk a little bit about some of the other aspects in the MCU and down the road what we might expect to see and what we could see. And when he was just outright asked about the, idea of it, and, these questions get frequently brought up even to D'Onofrio, who of course plays the Kingpin, because they want to see these characters interact, mainly due to the 90s TV series that everybody remembers so fondly. He essentially said that he would love to see Spidey meet up with Daredevil, but Homecoming doesn't mention it or anything like that because of the fact that they don't have time to deal with it yet. This is very much an early story for Peter Parker, so it's his world and these other heroes just kind of inhabit it. And if you really think about it, the section of New York that Peter Parker is in isn't necessarily the same section that Matt Murdock is in. Now, they did also say that there's always sequels, so you never know, and it does seem like everything's kind of pointing that down the road somewhere we're probably going to see some sort of Marvel, Netflix, and MCU crossover. Now, whether that's going to be in the MCU movies or a Netflix show with maybe a cameo, which I think that's the more unlikely one, still remains to be seen, but I think Daredevil would be a kind of cool character to cross over to some degree, even if it's one or two scenes shared in maybe another Avengers movie down the road. But I don't think necessarily they can kind of, hang out for better or for worse, because, well, one is like 16 years old, the other's like 35 and fighting like hooker abductions, and Peter Parker's like getting bullied over lunch money. So, very different worlds there and very different tonal shifts, so I guess we'll just wait and see.